Hello guys, welcome to my channel for the last game of the WTC. I'm playing again against Hugh. We play against each other in the group stage already, and yeah, we are again facing each other for the battle for the third spot. So this will be interesting to face against his list because the first game was really close, and yeah, I knew that some decision or dices during the game were close, fine margin there, and it will be again a very tense game. So this is my list. You have here Hugh's list. I'm sure you remember it. Basically, it's 4 big monster, 5 small scoring unit in core, double blazing glory, unit of sirens, and 3 veiled serpent with a champion to add some more magic. We were playing breakthrough on the map A1 counter trust. You have my spell selection here, so I took obviously the big blast from occultist to deal with the big monster. Then we have some combat buff, also pentagram can be useful to heal the bull at some point, and raven's wing and deceptive glamour. Spell selection for you is pretty straightforward. Basically a lot of combat buffs in his spell selection because he hasn't access to a lot of things, but still it's pretty good as combat support magic phase. Yeah, you need also to take into account the fact that he has +1 from demon, so he can still do a lot when there are combats, and obviously his list is built around that. It's very combat oriented. There is no range damage at all, I guess. Only engine can shoot actually. Matchup analysis. So yeah, an aggressive DL list, I know it. I know that it's also a list that likes to start. It likes to push forward, chaff early, and then push behind with the big monsters. And I knew from the first game that it was very useful to being able to start. Obviously, it was another configuration. We're playing all the ground, meaning you know where the battle is going to be. This case, breakthrough is completely different. So I wasn't 100% sure that dropping was the best solution, but I also took into account the fact that it was counter trust, and my list, if you look at my list, one of the weaknesses is the fact that it's pretty short. You don't have a lot of drops, no free drops. I mean, I have a chariot and 2 vassal unit, but other than that, I cannot really drop a lot, so you will know where I'm going to be. I don't want to give free point because basically if I spread too much with some units, it could be easy for you to just take it and then score the scenario. Because it's a knockout stage, so I considered, yeah, taking into account all this parameter, I figure out if I can, I think I need to drop for first turn. Secondary, the breakthrough zone are quite big in counter trust, but the Demon Legion obviously will be coming at me, meaning he's likely to be able to break through. So I need to deal with this scoring unit. They are pretty small. I need to deal with them in order to counter that. For myself, breakthrough won't be easy. I have a lot of scoring that can move, but it won't be easy to go past through his attacking line that is going to be against me. A lot of threats on the Demon Legion part. He could overwhelm easily one part of the map because of the smaller footprint. So yeah, it allows him to play everywhere because of secondary, so I need to be careful of all the options that he has. I will be willing to avoid spreading too wide to give him some easy spots to exploit, especially with Blazing Glory and Cyberrush that move really well. And definitely I need to use my chaff to allow me to get fair combat or doable combat, because he has so many things. If he gets into combo charge, it might be difficult for me. Deployment, so he won the roll for side, meaning I decided to drop for first turn, so I put first a conga line of vassal to push him back, and then I put an anointed unit and then the second vassal unit. I think Hugh first drop was a column of sirens here, then he put some Myrmidon and Blazing Glory here on the right, and then I drop everything. Decided to go with a balanced approach, putting in the center the Bastion, the right all my anointed with BSB and chariot as a support, 2 pieces of chaff here on the right, the bows in the middle, and then on the left I have my Great Bull and the anointed. Yeah, obviously when you see Hugh's deployment, you understand the fact that he saw that my right flank wasn't good enough. My main tools to deal with the monster are on the same flank, which is problematic. So I think I would have been in a much better position by putting, for example, Kadim Titan here and maybe dropping like the bull here. But I also considered the thing that he could put some scoring, like 3 scoring, and go for the breakthrough easily. So by putting the bull here, I would ensure that he wouldn't be able... Either he put a lot of forces to deal with the bull and then break through, or he put almost nothing, and that's what he decided to do. So we will see at the end of the game if it was the right decision or not, my deployment and his deployment. So he put Sibarash on the right, 2 Blazing Glories, Sukubai, Myrmidon, Mice of Sugulag, Demo, Engine, Myrmidon, Veiled Serpent, Sirens, and Sukubai. My first turn. So I try to recover the lost ground. Basically, I'm going to ignore this unit because if I want to deal with it, the bull is going to do nothing in this game, and I cannot accept that. So I march 14, move forward with the Titan, march forward with the Bastion towards the right flank, and on the right, basically I'm being a bit cautious, moving back because I know that he's going to push forward, and I need to be ready. So I position myself to cover all the angles. The good thing is that I had in mind also the fact that his only chaff is on the left means that it won't be so easy for him to push forward because these 5 anointed are zoning and are scary. And if he cannot chaff them, then maybe it will make him think twice before pushing forward. At least that's what I hoped. So yeah, just making sure that the chariot and the BSB cover everything. The BSB basically had a very good spot here. Only a charge on double 6 for this Myrmidon is possible, the rest is not possible to see him or charge him. And yeah, also the thing that I had in mind is I need to have the BSB out of the unit when I want to charge with the unit, because if I'm in and I charge, for example, Courtesan, he can challenge me, and then yeah, I need to refuse to attack with the unit, then I have no reroll. It can be very, very dangerous. So I knew that I needed the BSB out before combat. That's why I did that, and yeah, the rest didn't move much actually. Let's go into magic. So I try Mark for Doom against the engine, but I roll a 1 to wound. Then I try to put an hereditary onto the miser, I dispel that, and then I did a pentagram against Siren, kill 2 or 3, don't remember. Shooting, I was able with them to shoot at the engine and put the very nice incendiary token that I wanted on the engine, but did nothing. His turn 1, yeah, he pushed. So he decided, which was I think the right decision, to push with the big monster that can take my charges. Here, nice position that allow me only to get 4 model in contact, and basically has so many counter charge behind that I cannot afford that. And the same goes for Sugulag. He has enough counter charge and he's good enough in combat to hold. Just put the corner onto the hill to make sure that he can see afterwards and that he has some good line of sight afterwards. So yeah, I think good push on the right side from Hugh, and he decided to be more cautious on the left because he knows he needs to slow me down. So he moves back here with the engine, move the Mo back as a cover, and also Sirens move here and Veil Serpent here in the back. And I didn't understand exactly why, but Hugh decided to push forward with the Myrmidon to bait me to charge. Maybe to slow me down, but yeah, that's an easy charge for both. No big counter charge behind, basically because the Mo is quite far away. He wanted to be far away from my shots, so that was his idea, to move back, I guess, with the Mo. But I didn't really understand why the Myrmidon were really pushing forward like that, giving me this charge. On the left, obviously, pushes with the Scubai that are going to go right, yeah, in the direction to my breakthrough zone, basically. The magic phase, he put -2 weapon skill on my Kadim Titan, then he put +2 weapon skill onto this Blazing Glory. With the Dominion, it's very impressive defensive 14, meaning I cannot go in combat against that. And then I dispel Ravenswing, basically. My turn 2, I decided to continue to be defensive on the right because I thought that by chaffing Courtesan in the front, basically he has no charge possible against any of my units, or no close charge, so that was nice for me, nice enough. I put the BSB back to give 12 reroll, and they stay within 6 to give them leadership 9, something to keep in mind. And yeah, I think that was the best position for the BSB. Obviously, I don't want him in the unit before combat, but if it's against Sugulag, I can always decline the challenge, then strike with everybody against him, and I have a fair chance to do something because he's not that good in combat, offensively speaking, and I still have strength 6, so I was confident in my chances to do something against him if he decides to charge. Chariot move back. These guys just turn around. And yeah, they cover each other, so if he charge me, I can counter charge or I can flee. I have a lot of options. And just out of precaution, since he has no range damage that can reach me, I just move the mage out of the unit. These two guys took the combo charge against the Myrmidon because why not? He can charge me, I cover myself, so I should be fine, basically. In the magic phase, I decide to go with a pentagram to clean the chaff. I roll 2 hits and kill only 1, unfortunately. Then I put a mark for doom against Tyrant, try to finish the last one because I know that chaff is important. He passed the ward save, so I don't kill it, unfortunately. And then shooting, I'm able with these guys to shoot at the Miser and to do 1 wound to him and put him a token. And then I shot as well with the Bastion that put 1 wound against Sugulag by using the Flaming Banner as well. But Flaming Banner wasn't useful. I only got 1 wound through, but yeah, that's still not bad. 2 wounds on the General. And then close combat. Yeah, I killed that unit, but he put 1 wound onto the Titan and 1 wound onto my Bull, which is not nice. Not bad for him, considering that, yeah, it's still early. So his turn. Yeah, I was here a big... That was the only downside for this charge, was the fact that I cannot reform really good because of the inch, and that was a bit annoying, but I couldn't do much better than that, and I really wanted to deal with this current unit. So on his turn, he takes a long charge, passes it with the Mo, I think it was a 10 Swift Ride, and Suglat charge as well and passes it. So I passed the charge check, all good. Then he charges me with Blazing Glory here and also with the Myrmidon, but they fail on a 6 Swift Ride, which is unfortunate, so only Blazing Glory charged me. It passes the 8 check, leadership 8 to march and get a very nice position here. Very good placement, because if I charge the Blazing, for example with this unit, he will be able to see me, so very nice position from Sibaresh here already on turn 2, which is something I wanted to avoid, but yeah, here I am. And he uses the Lone Siren to chaff my Titan since he failed the charge with the Veil Serpent. Also an easy charge, like a 6 or 5, I think 6, yeah. And he failed the 6 on my Kadim Titan. I think it was a very nice charge because he could position himself in a way that I cannot counter-charge with the Bull. And then he can hold me for a long time. So I think that was not bad from him, but yeah, it failed, so he decided to chaff me. Magic phase. He gets reroll to wound on the Miser, +2 weapon skill on this Blazing Glory, expecting an upcoming fight. He fails Smite the Unbeliever. With shooting, he does 1 wound to my Bull with the Engine. Close combat, he kills 5 of me. I kill 1 of... I do 1 wound to him, but I break. But I flee not far, only 4, but he flee like 3, so I still escape, which was funny. And then here, this combat, he didn't do that much, but I was able to hold on the Steadfast. And yeah, I guess that was it. So my turn. I took some counter, so yeah, I didn't know exactly if it was the right decision or not. I debated a little bit because basically I was going to rally. It was a 9 rollable, so I was pretty confident I can rally, chaff, and then move back and just wait for him to take decision to charge me to counter charge. So that was an option. I decided to take the charge, thinking it's a flank, I have the charge, impact, lot of attacks. If I deal with the Blazing Glory, then it will open the game for something else to charge me, and then I can charge again. So I thought with some counter in place, I might as well take the charge. So I took the charge, positioned the BSB to have a 12-inch everywhere I need it, and also to be in position to counter-charge, and also to protect the Chariot, because the Chariot took the charge here, in the flank of Sugulag, just because he had the Flaming token on, meaning I can reroll to wound. I thought that might be an opening, and I was able... I was expecting to at least tie combat and reform in a way that if the Myrmidon want to charge me, they can only get 1 in contact here. which was acceptable to me. That's why I positioned the BSB here. He can charge the BSB with Myrmidon, but I'm fine with that. The Great Bull of Shamut, Prophet and Great Bull of Shamut took the charge, automatic charge against the engine. He has 2 flammable tokens, should be okay. Kadim Titan charged the Sirens, and decided to move this guy away because, yeah, I couldn't charge with both. I didn't want them in combat with the Sugulag because it might do too much combat results, so I just reform and move away. Yeah, if I charge with them, then the chariot cannot come, which is a bit sad. So yeah, I didn't know exactly what to do with them. I decided, let's turn around. There is still 3 turns left, meaning I can do 8, 8, and then 15 and break through. So that was the idea. This guy reform, move forward because I will need them to support this part of the board. And then I just moved the Conjurer, possibly to Raven Swing something, but I didn't know exactly what this unit may be, just to help him get the breakthrough. Magic Phase. So I get -2 weapon skill against Blazing Glory to help me hit better the Blazing Glory. And also -2 agility, meaning I will strike before, I guess. Then I put the ward save on the bull, just in case he charged me with the serpent, or I don't know what. So I put the ward save on with 2 dice. Then I get pentagram off, I heal a wound and kill 2 Myrmidon here. It dispels hereditary close combat. I do 1 wound to the blazing, he does 1 wound to me. I have a charge and flank, he loses by 2, but pass the leadership, unfortunately. So he hold, meaning I'm expecting some counter charge. And this combat didn't go well at all. Basically the chariot did 1 wound, and this time he rolled really good against the warrior, especially with the stomp. And that was too much. I lose by 5, the chariot broke and fled off the board. So yeah, 1 chariot killed, given for 1 wound of Sugulag. That's too expensive for me. That's an expensive price paid. And here Kadim Titan against the Siren, I kill it. The Great Bull against the engine, I have impacted some attack, reroll to wound, go before him. I decide not to use the breast weapon now, because he can charge me next turn. That's not too problematic, so I keep it right now. So I attack, I do 3 wounds to him. He does 1 wound to me. He's steadfast on 7, passes the check, no problem. So we're still here. Not a big issue, but I'm really expecting to break him or kill him next turn and be able to reform to get into action here in the middle. He's turn 3. So the Serpent this time charge my Kadim Titan. Here we're still in combat. As you can see, he did really a lot last turn. I mean, he killed 9, 10, like 11 of them, which is really, really huge. I forgot to mention, but I failed all my crush attack against the Miser on 5 up, 2 up. Didn't hit once, so nothing against him. Yeah, that's it. This guy fled from something. I don't remember why or what, but he fled from something. Ah, the chariot. Yeah, the chariot by breaking went over everybody, and I failed the 9 rollable, meaning I need to flee far away from him, Sibaresh, and I fled just in front of them, which is very annoying because, yeah, I cannot move to go breakthrough with them, with him in the front. That's annoying. But yeah, I guess you pass some check and you fail other. So here double charge me, and he failed this charge, which is really, really huge. That was a very short charge for him. Like, I don't... Did I write that down? I didn't, I guess. But yeah, that was a short charge, and he failed that one with the Blazing Glory, which is really, really huge. He gets in with the Myrmidon, and Sukubai didn't want to charge my flank because he thought it was enough, and they just moved towards this direction. Myrmidon pushed toward the combat. He will still engage, and Sibaresh decided to charge me. This guy fled against this Myrmidon first, so he charged with Myrmidon against them. They flee. He passes the redirect check on the 9 and then charged them. And they fled over there. There was the 1 inch space and before the charge of Sibaresh. And then Sibaresh charged me. So we like that. He was in combat, and here, yeah, he broke through. Magic phase. I use my binding scroll on no die enemy because I don't want to hit him on 6s. So I use that. He put -1 strength on my Kadim Titan. I don't care too much. I know that the Kalim Titan won't deal with them. What I expect is the bull deal with him, turns around, charge, or something like that. You know, I could get some nice overrun and stuff. If the Bastion holds, if the Bastion break, we will see. It's still my turns. The Maw will still be here, so I still think there is a good option that the bull could charge the Maw one way or the other. Or the other. Doesn't matter that much what happens to the Titan as long as I'm steadfast against the flyers. So he puts -1 strength. Okay, he tried to put -2 weapon skill on my bull. I dispel that one, and he gets reroll to wound on the miser. Close combat. The general, very disappointing. I use my breast weapon, so I decided, yeah, breast weapon. It's divine, reroll to wound because there are still 1 token left. I decided that's a good time, so let's use the breast weapon, make sure I can deal with him. Breast weapon does 1 wound, and then the rest of the attack does nothing. So yeah, I did only 1, he does 1 back, it's a push. So, I needed at least, yeah, a bit more than that to deal with him. So that's annoying. Kalim Titan against Velvet Serpent, I stick, we do nothing against each other, or almost nothing. Then we have this combat, and to my surprise I was able to hold. I don't know why. I was able to hold that one. he did really nothing, and I was steadfast basically. So does it matter that much? Not really, because this was his turn. I'm going to play the turn next. Since the bull is still in combat, if the bull would have dealt with that one, maybe it would have mattered because of the counter charge and stuff. But in this case, it doesn't matter really much. So yeah, that's it. So we're still in combat here. This combat, I win by 1. I killed a couple of Myrmidons. He did like 1-2 wounds to me, but I win combat by 1, so that's nice. And then we have a Sea Rush against my Anointed. He strike against my champion, does 2 wounds. I got 13 attack back on 5+, 3+. I did 2 wounds to him, so I will lose by 1, but I passed the 8 rerollable because of the BSB. My turn 4. So some nice charges. I had a line of sight with them on the flank of these guys. If I just need to charge first with the BSB here. So BSB, it's the time. I know he has still counter charge against me, but I need to take some risk because it's not easy. He has still a lot of things alive, so I need to go. So BSB, charge the back, gets in. This guy's on a 6 in the flank. Really nice. Here we're still in combat. Now maximize. This guy's rallied. Here the guy rallies, so he was blocking me, so I turn around again because, yeah, what can I do? He was in front of me. I expected if he wants to charge me, better be in the front. Here we're in combat. This guy's in contact. Here we're in combat. Magic Face. I try to cast a pentagram on this Myrmidon to help me. I think I did nothing, if I remember correctly. Hereditary against the engine was cast, so I get reroll to wound with the bull to help me out. And I was able to get -1 weapon skill against this Myrmidon, I guess. Close combat, the Bastion broke, and I don't know why. Yeah, completely switch off the light. Because, yeah, I need to do this combat first, and then reform the Kalim Titan here to not allow the Maw to strike 2 times. But I didn't know why. I was like, oh, I need to know what happens to the Bastion before the rest. But we know what will happen to the Bastion. Is going to break. So I break, and yeah, catch me with the Maw, gets into this combat, gets to fight again. And the Miser just reforms. This combat, he did 2 wounds to me, but I passed my check, I survived. I did some wounds back, and yeah, I lose by maybe 1 or something like that, but I passed. And here, disappointing again, I did 2 wounds to him, he did 2 wounds back to me, I have only 1 wound left with the Great Bull of Shamut, and he's still alive, because it's a push 2-2. So that's very disappointing, and this fight, I deal with him. Yeah, had a decision to take, either reform, look that way, or try to do the irresistible to go out of line of sight. I needed like a 10 to go out. Decided to try that. I didn't roll much. I think it was much better to reform, face him. He can charge me. I I cannot stand and shoot, actually, we are too close, but then in combat I get more attack. Maybe I survive one turn, yeah. Depends. I mean, I don't have... Yeah, leadership is here, so I'm fine. Even with BSB. I don't know. But that... Yeah. If I would have rolled a 10, I would have been very happy, obviously. This close combat, I win. He pop with everybody. That's nice. I reform looking up. Here we're in combat. This time I didn't roll well. I did nothing. He did 2 wounds to me. I lose by 2, but I pass my 7 rollable, which is nice. And that's it. His turn 4. Sugulag charged me in the back. I passed terror check. Blazing Glory charged me. Yeah, I could have reformed maybe slightly better to avoid my guy, but I was very close because I needed to nudge because of the Myrmidon, so it wasn't easy to reform properly. I also wanted to cover the move of Sukubai with him, forcing him to charge me. So yeah, it took the charge. I cannot counter charge, obviously. Here is still in combat. Demo is still in combat here. Here is still in combat as well. So let's hope I can finally finish him. In the magic phase, he gets reroll 2 wound on the Mo. He puts no the enemy on the Blazing Glory, but I dispel that. And then he gets -1 resilience on my Kadim Titan. Yeah, I know. You see the situation. There is no way I can support the Kadim Titan. So anytime soon, the Kadim Titan is going to die. So I don't care really much if it's this turn or the turn after, actually. So yeah, he puts me on -1 resilience, and then he gets the fly move with them with 4 dice against 3 and goes in front of my guys to avoid me escaping his line of sight. Close combat. The bulls finally kill this guy, which is nice. He breaks me here, catches me, and gets to an impressive 10 or 11. Gets or even 12, I guess. Kadim Titan, I do 2 wounds to him. He did only 1 wound to me, which is crazy. I win by 1. I think he loses another wound here and passes the check with the Mo, I think. And then we have here combat. We did 1 wound each. He has a charge. I have BSB. We're fine. The Anointed did 3 wounds to him. He did 2 wounds to me. So that was really crazy. A very good attack from the Anointed. They did 3 wounds to Sibaresh. So that was very impressive and unexpected as well. My turn 5. Don't have a screenshot, but basically you need to consider the fact that the Miser is somewhere here. So I just move away as much as I could because I expected the Kadim Titan to die anytime soon. Expecting the Mo to free from and charge my bull with 1 wound remaining. So I just move away. Within 12 of Gravecall of this guy. Here we're still in combat. Here as well. These guys just move 8 forward. They reform to be able to break through next turn. They move sideways to minimize the contact with the Sukubai next turn. In the magic phase, I roll Mark for Doom against Sugulag, who has only 1 wound left, because I didn't tell you that these small guys did 1 wound to him last turn. So Mark for Doom against Miser of Sugulag, I rolled 666 on 3 dice, which is miscast 5. So let's go first with Mark for Doom. I wound him, but he passes the ward save. So I do nothing, then I get my miscast, 2 hit on 4+. Fortunately for me, I didn't roll any 4+. So I was still alive. Still alive. Then I tried to put a Gravecall, but I was too far from my other unit, wasn't able to sacrifice, so it was only on 6s to wound. I could have done maybe better with them to get within 24. Yeah. I roll an impressive 11 hits, but no wounds, so nothing, so he's still alive. Then I tried to put a pentagram on the Veil Serpent, but I dispelled that one, and I was able to get an hereditary on the Sukubai here. So that was nice. PSB in close combat, I win by 1, he loses another wound, we're still in combat, and here I kill Sibaresh, which was really cool. He was on 1 wound and I finished the last wound, so that was very, very nice for me. His turn 5, he charges me with the remaining Veil Serpent in the flank, and that's very scary because that's 4 attacks, strength 4, he has some magic buffs, so that could be scary for me. Charged with the Mo, I pass my terror on a 7, and it charged as well with Sukubai. These guys are free. Here we're in combat and just move Sugulag to protect the breakthrough zone. Basically, if I go here, that he can charge me next turn. In the magic phase, he casts Know the Enemy on the Veil Serpent. I dispel it. Then he was able to get Deceptive Glamour against me. He had 4 dice left. I thought, yeah, magical resistance 2 might help. So 2 dice, small deceptive glamour, he get that off. And then he got as well Smite the Unbeliever with the Veil Serpent against my bull. Again, magical resistance didn't save me here, so he gets double buff. So that's very scary. Close combat. He goes with the Veil Serpent. Wounds 1 time, I get 1 time, 5 up, 5 up, I pass the armor save. So I'm alive, I go back, I do 3 wounds to him, meaning he has a charge and flank, I have 3 wounds. He loses by 1, passes the check, so he will have another chance to kill me next turn. And Vassal Break, he catches me with Succubi, goes in my breakthrough zone, and the Maw just reforms, and I kill the Blazing Glory, which is nice. I think I did 1 wound and I had a BSB, loses and just popped, I think. Or I did the 2 wound, don't remember. Maybe I did the 2 wounds straight. So my turn 6. I move these guys, put the BSB within the unit. I'm just within the breakthrough zone, I think it's 16, 15, don't remember, but just within. Basically the idea is if he charges me, I have bodyguard, 2 wounds remaining, so 5 attacks, strength 5, AP2, I could hold that. I think I should be fine. These guys use the Relentless Banner, but they couldn't be within the zone, just missing a couple of inches, so I put myself within 18, try to Raven Swing them into the breakthrough zone, and I charge here 8 Swift Stride with them onto the back of the Succubi. So that's nice, because at the moment I have 1, he has 1, this one is also in my zone, but if I kill them in 2 rounds of combat, it's tied objective, which could potentially be enough, depending on what happens with here, everybody 1 wound remaining. Everything can happen. I was very lucky last turn. Let's see what happened this turn. So I get a Pentagram off against the Veil Serpent. Thinking if I do the last wound, I save the bull. I do that. He let that off because I think it was the right decision. Because if I kill him with Mark for Doom, it's very annoying. It's a lot of points and he cannot avoid my breakthrough. So he lets that off, but I didn't do anything against the Veil Serpent, unfortunately for me. So I do nothing. I try to put the ward save, I roll double 1, so I failed, and then I get Mark for Doom off with 4 dice against Sugulag, and I roll triple 5 and a 4, so it's another miscast 5. I kill him with Mark for Doom at least, so that's nice. Now I roll the miscast, and again, very very lucky, I roll like a 1 and a 2, so nothing on me. Close combat, again, the bull, I mean, that was destiny, the bull was destined, I mean, it was... The bull was going to survive, so he does 2 wounds, I saved 2. So I go back, I kill him. So that's very fortunate for the bull, everything that happened here on top. I took both of them, not dying. Yeah, obviously the close combat against the engine was unexpected and unfortunate, but here I compensated a lot, definitely. So yeah, and here this close combat, I kill only 4, he did 1 wound to me, which was very important, so he's steadfast, he passes the check, all good. His turn 6, charge me with the Maw, I flee to safety, and then combat happens, I kill only 2, he did nothing to me, we are in the front, because he passes the reform check as well, which was huge. So we are in the front, I did 2 to him, he did nothing to me, I win by 2, he loses 2 guys, 1 guy remaining. He wins secondary, because I have only 1, he has 2 in the zone. So he wins secondary. So this is the end of the game. And at the end, this is an 11-9 for me. Because, yeah, he won scenario, which is huge, but I won the top, which is also very huge. I think probably both together are like similar amount of point, maybe. So that was a compensation. But yeah, very, very tense and game. And yeah, fine margin, decided that, very, yeah, I cannot say anything other than that. So 11-9 for me, so I won it, but very very close. Post game analysis, deployment, I wasn't too happy about that. I think my right flank was too weak, I was slightly misplaced with the general. The Great Bull should have been maybe more central, but at the same time I didn't find the solution. How can I block him from scoring easily on the left? It was too hard for me to spread out on this map with this secondary, and yeah, I didn't find the right solution, I guess. At least I was happy about the defensive reaction on the right. I think it was, especially with the 5 anointed, it was the right decision to back and wait. And I think the 3 anointed, it wasn't the right decision to charge, but I had some luck win that, because if my opponent would have passed the charge, he failed a lot of charges, and if he would have succeeded with that charge with the Blazing Glory on the right side, it's completely different story. So I think it's also it also confirms that it wasn't the right decision for me to charge with the 3 Anointed in the flank of the Blazing Glory, but I was just too eager to charge it because it was a flank and it was a good opportunity. Secondary looked bad from the beginning, almost was able to recover, but still it was really, really hard. The 5 Anointed took time to deal with Sibaresh. It was not an easy combat, I knew that, but I couldn't expect much better combat than this 1-on-1 between them and Sibaresh with no boost whatsoever. Bastion unit was able to lock the Gigantic a long time, precious time, but with no countercharge or no good enough countercharge, he will die, and he died indeed. So it was nice that it took so many time to kill me, but at the same time, yeah, I wasn't able to get any crush attack. I got, I think, 4 turns of crush attack, got nothing. And yeah, I was only able to get the chariot as a counter charge, but that wasn't good enough. Again, did achieve nothing with the Titan, so really disappointed by this shooty Titan during this tournament. And I think on Yuke's side, in my opinion, I think he gave away too easily the 2 Myrmidon unit, the one going on the hill getting charged by the Vassal in the flank, and especially the other one going in the field early on, gave me an opportunity to move forward, deal with this unit, with my bows, big boys. So I think that wasn't the best decision for him to, especially with everything moving back, but then no good enough countercharge to really punish me. Then there was just no downside for me getting this charge, except maybe losing the shooting from the Titan. I'm not sure I was in range, but maybe that was the reason why. So yeah, that's it, guys. Won it. It was close again, but I think that's more or less the story of this WTC for me. Very, very close games. I will analyze all of that with my, you know, I love that, the unit impact analysis matrix. I'm going to use it again. Plenty of infos in this matrix with 8 games. It will be very interesting to discuss. Thanks a lot for following my adventures during this WTC. I'm very happy to finish on a positive note. So thanks a lot for watching it, and talk to you soon on my channel. Bye bye.